Welcome back to the Express at Goh Ballet for the rehearsal of the Nutcracker. So many awesome holiday traditions, right? This is one of them. Another, singing Christmas carols. We all have our favorites. For me, it's anything Dolly Kenny Christmas album. But don't worry, that's not what you hear with our next story with the Sea to Sky Singers. As Nicole Fitzgerald tells us, this is a concert that definitely won't be a silent night.
This concert I'm really excited about. It's very accessible this year, being coined a child's Christmas and inviting the child in all of us to come and enjoy it.
Christmas carols. It brings out the kid in everyone. Jingle Bells, Toyland, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. All classic childhood songs that transport a listener back in time to writing Santa a letter and leaving cookies and milk beside the tree.
We all have a happy memory that we associate with those songs of good times together with family and friends and sweets and treats and staying up late and all that make the holidays special.
Music director Veronica McPhee is excited to share these traditions with her one-year-old son as she conducts the Sea to Sky Singers during a Christmas concert rehearsal at St. John the Divine Anglican Church in Squamish.
Being a new mom myself, I can feel that already, that the memories I made while I was singing and learning all of these songs, I now am passing on to my son.
But this choir concert gets off the usual musical staff. The Sea to Sky Singers production of A Child's Christmas in Wales, showing December 17th and 18th, combines classic Christmas carols with excerpts from Dylan Thomas's book, Gorgeous Holiday Treasure.
I've taken excerpts from the book, and then I've thought about songs that could enhance the writing. And so because he reminisces so much about snow, we have several songs that celebrate snow. White Christmas, for example. And then we have a medley that has Marshmallow World. I think one of my favorites, though, is You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, which a lot of people will recognize.
From sweeping snowdrifts to nasty holiday characters we love to hate, this vocal mix-up of experienced songbirds and hummers straight from the shower come together under the direction of McPhee, who has studied music and conducting at the University of Victoria, BC Choral Federation, and Capilano College.
We are an unauditioned community choir, and we're committed to learning a challenging repertoire. I think it's because we, as adults who live really busy lives, we have all decided that this is really important to us. This is a fabric of who we are as individuals.
Sometimes this sharing happens in a large group, other times in more intimate circles, with ensembles and solos, keeping things light and bright.
I'm sure people will embrace it as a time to put aside all the cares and the stresses of the season and just come and join us for a lovely evening or afternoon of listening to music and making music together.
And what would a Christmas concert be without a few audience sing-alongs? The more the merrier. McPhee is already getting Squamish's newest caroler ready.
I think Jingle Bells is a classic, you know, it's easy, it's repetitive, it's a great one. I think I'll probably just do the first verse with him, although I love the second and third verse too. And maybe, you know, maybe by next year we can figure that one out. Nice, did you like that one?
You can join the Sea to Sky Singers for A Child's Christmas in Wales concert happening December 17th and 18th in Squamish. And if you're feeling inspired, new choir members are welcome starting in January. And you can sign up at seatoskysingers.net. Now how about something else that's new? It's an elf training program. Who knew there was a North Pole in Maple Ridge?
I'm Alpha May, and I take the kids around and I tour them around the North Pole. These local kids aren't just getting a look at Santa's headquarters. They're official elves in training.
3 important things. You have to learn how to do an elf giggle. You have to learn how to do the elf smile. And the most important is the elf jig, because it makes our bells tingle and it keeps us warm in the North Pole.
We can't show you all of their top secret training, but we did get a preview. Elf 101, making toys. And that includes the ever popular teddy bear.
There you go, stuff them!
They stuff a giant teddy bear, which the kids get right into, and they just throw the stuffing in there.
Good job! I'm an elf, you're an elf.
Santa's elves love to sing, so music training is a must.
We have many different instruments on display, and they learn a couple of songs in there. And I believe one of them is the reindeer pokey.
Good job, Robin!
And here at the North Pole, it's not all about impressing Santa.
The second most important place in the entire North Pole, it's Mrs. Claus, and then they get really excited. And then we go into her kitchen and she reads us a story, and it's fantastic.
Roaring up a storm.
And now their elf training is complete. But there's one very important thing left to do. Meet Santa. Well, wake him up and then meet him.
They're actually elves, and they're actually participating in being a part of the North Pole. And when they see Santa Claus, it gives them a special bond.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Here, you want to sit on my knee?
First, the most important question is asked.
You've been a good boy? That's good.
And then it's all about the wish list.
Race car, that sounds cool.
I really want the race car.
You want a race car too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like to meet Santa?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, they're honorary elves. They've taken the elf oath, and for the rest of their lives, and every time they come back to the North Pole, they are elves from henceforth.
Are you an official elf?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Pretty good.
I'm happy to report Santa has a dozen new elves. I'm Bianca Salterbeck at the North Pole for The Express.
So much fun. The website is northpolebc.com. There's also a gingerbread bakery for elves to train in and a workshop called Gift Wrap Chaos. It's open to adults as well. In fact, the North Pole in BC is open until 2 o'clock on Christmas Eve. You're watching The Express, and we have more holiday fun coming up.
It's starting to look a lot like Christmas. In 1925,
find out what Christmas was like in the 1920s at a Heritage Christmas.
We were able to sort of light up our tree in a very unique way.
See what's lighting up the Vancouver Aquarium over the holidays. The Express, we are your local voice.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
hairstyling and color services for Shaw TV, provided by the Lounge Hair Studio, loungehairstudio.com.
Welcome back to The Express at Goh Ballet's rehearsal for the Nutcracker. Definitely part of the magic of the holidays, isn't it? And another place where you can feel the festive spirit is the Burnaby Village Museum. As Tim Chung tells us, there it's forever 1920, and the Christmas mood is always merry and bright.
it's starting to look a lot like Christmas. In 1925, here at the Burnaby Village Museum, the vintage shops and restaurants are decked out in holiday flair, making the town even more magical this time of year.
When you come to the village at Christmas, we've got lots of wreaths, decorations made out of cedar boughs. We've got all kinds of window displays that show what you might be able to purchase off your Christmas wish list in the 1920s.
Over at Wagner's blacksmith shop, Penny Shubati is cranking up the heat inside the forge to make steel candy cane decorations.
At the blacksmith shop, you want to have a good hot fire in the forge up to 1500 degrees Celsius. After I've heated the metal up for my candy cane, I take it to a vice grip and I twist with a twisting wrench until it's twisted, like a piece of licorice. Then I take it back to the forge, heat it briefly again, give it the bend like you would find on a candy cane, and finally cool it down.
They'll eventually get a red and white finish, adding a rustic element to these already colorful trees. we're at the church, an unfamiliar type of Christmas music is playing. Here, Rene Hugo performs traditional songs from his native Chile. Songs that not only celebrate Christmas, but life in all its beauty.
Forget the pains and problems and just sing and dance and have a good time. And drink.
It's even got the little ones moving to the Latin beat. But what every kid really came to check out is the historic carousel, which would have looked and sounded just like this 90 years ago. And with Christmas tunes blaring from the 1925 Wurlitzer, this is just as fun as a ride on Santa's sleigh.
It's wonderful to see the delight on their faces. Their eyes light up. They're keen to go. Magic, memories, we have it all here at the museum.
Because riding an old-fashioned carousel makes Christmas a little more special than riding a shopping mall escalator. I'm Tim Chung in Burnaby for The Express.
Every Saturday and Sunday this month, kids can sit on Father Christmas's lap at the Burnaby Village Museum. That's right, Father Christmas, because back in the 1920s, that's what Santa was called. Now, from some old traditions to some new ones, we're heading to the Vancouver Aquarium, where they're putting a spin on the holiday light up.
Whoa, you can watch those for a while, eh?
During the holiday season, the Vancouver Aquarium is getting into the Christmas spirit with a new shining feature called Luminescence, a celebration of aquatic light.
We're celebrating aquatic light. So you can come to the aquarium and you can see all sorts of animals that use light in very interesting ways.
They're called electric eels, but they're not actually eels. They're fish.
One of those features is the Christmas tree on display that's powered by 2 electric eels.
We were able to sort of light up our tree in a very unique way. You see, these electric eels use electricity in a way that's a little bit different than us. Take a listen while Jen feeds. You might actually be able to hear some of the electricity that the eel is producing as well. You might also notice that that electricity isn't constant. It's given in pulses.
And sure enough, when the eels are fed, it makes some noise and makes the tree shine bright. The energy-producing electric eels are one feature, and another one involves oversized origami.
We have a really special art installation in our lobby called Jelly Swarm. A famous origami artist, Joseph Wu, has put together over 100 jellies that will hang from the ceiling and light up in different ways that you can actually control yourself when you're here.
And of course, it wouldn't be Christmas if there wasn't a visit from jolly old Saint Nick.
Every year we are very lucky to be visited by Scuba Claus himself. Now, he's a busy man this time of year, as you can imagine, so he's only here on the weekends until December 16th. But starting December 16th, every day, twice a day, until December 24th, the big man in red will be visiting us himself.
The aquarium is a place that makes you feel like a kid again. That combined with the festive activities, and I never wanted to go home. I'm Peter Verge in Vancouver for The Express.
The Luminescence, a celebration of aquatic light daily show schedule, is available online at vanaqua.org. You can also find out when Scuba Claus is making his appearance. Reminder, too, that the Goh Ballet's Nutcracker is running at the Centre for Performing Arts in Vancouver, December 15th to the 18th. But that's not the only thing happening. Here's the Express Spotlight.
Over 1 million twinkling lights transform the Forest Train and Children's Farmyard at Stanley Park. Bright Nights is a fundraiser for the BC Professional Firefighters Burn Fund. The Vancouver Theatre Sports League presents Off-White Christmas at the Improv Centre with a one-act improvised musical based on an audience member's Christmas wish. The Arts Club Theatre Company presents The Patron Saint of Stanley Park at the Review Stage on Granville Island.
And we're going to leave you with a look at that show. Thanks for watching The Express, only on Shaw TV.
I call this my Christmas spirit processor.
What do you mean processor?
Well, say you got a food processor, you put carrots in, you get carrot juice. This device here.
You need a juicer, don't you?
What?
You can't get carrot juice out of a food processor. You need a juicer. We have one at home.
Just listen, will ya? Just listen. This device here takes all the unwanted Christmas presents and squeezes the nice juicy Christmas spirit out and turns it into music. It's juicing, yes, but it's also processing, okay? That's what you're hearing when I play it. That is the sound of Christmas spirit. Give it a go. It pretty much plays itself.
Does this thing take batteries or what? I don't see where the power comes from.
It comes from all the discarded presents. Whole lot of warm and fuzzy energy in there.